Hello and welcome once again to Two Witches Talking. I'm Cheyenne. This is the lovely Delilah, and we are here today to discuss the week of August the 3rd, August 2nd and 3rd. Today is the 2nd. It is Sunday. All right. So we have decided a little bit differently this week. We're going to pull a cross, which is specific type of tarot reading with 10 cards. We're just going to draw out like the flavor of the week and have like a nice conversation about it. Before we do that, we are going to talk a little bit about the astrology. Let's see. We have Chiron going retrograde in Taurus, and then Thursday there is a um Sun trines Saturn and Venus goes into Libra. So not a very eventful week. There are eclipses next week, or an eclipse next week. Eclipse season starts. But we are mostly resting this week, gearing up for that. And Delilah, I'm going to turn it over to you. Any thoughts or any comments on the astrology, or have you pulled your first card yet?
Yeah. So yes, as Cheyenne mentioned, we're gonna be having our Chiron and Taurus is gonna be coming up. So any of our hidden financial, subconscious wounds that we have could be surfacing during that time. And depending on where Taurus falls within your houses, you can see different effects. For me personally, it falls within the 12th house. So that's anything subconscious. It also has to do with dreams and hidden parts of the mind. So this is definitely going to be pulling up maybe some things from childhood for me. So I'm going to stay tuned and watch out for that this coming week. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get started on our Celtic Cross. The first card would be where we are right now. Let me go ahead and pull that card for you guys. So the first card I pulled is the Ten of Earth. So this really does reflect the energy that we have going on into this next week. So we're not just thinking immediately right now. This is more so of a long-term plan, legacy, and this can even reflect future generations. It has to do with our prosperity, traditions, and any of our security. For the
Yes,
next
I'm
card, we're
going.
going to go into any potential challenges.
Let
But go
me
ahead,
jump in
Cheyenne.
really quick on the Chiron and Taurus transit. So this is Chiron going retrograde in Taurus. That means it's been moving straight ahead through Taurus, the sign, but it's going to stop and turn around and go backwards a little bit now. So Taurus traditionally rules over the second house. That is the house of our belongings, the things that belong to us. Think about like money, possessions, but it's also intangible things like ideas about self-worth, that kind of thing. So Chiron going retrograde there is telling us that we're just going to kind of stop and look around at the things we have, all of those things, tangible and intangible. And we're going to do like a little review. Retrograde is a good time to review. We're going to review what we have, maybe what we feel like might be missing. Um, what we feel like might be coming up for us, what's next in the story after we have taken this review, taken this time to look back. And then Delilah, the next card, that'll be what's crossing us. Is that right?
That's right. The next card that I did pull for us is the King of Water. Let me go ahead and put this within frame. So, also King of Cups. If you're familiar, this is an individual who's compassionate, understanding, trustworthy, but we are being crossed by this. It's something that we're being, or challenged by it.
So that card often
Let me
represents
pull those.
emotional maturity. This is like emotional adulthood, essentially. And I believe we all know there are plenty of human adults that never actually reach emotional adulthood. So much fun. So this is a time for us to like lean into our maturity, to lean into times and challenges and things that help us grow. Um, It's a time to be willing to look at if you're think about like money behaviors. I know I'm doing that right now. I'm doing like a money review kind of. Um, so if you're going through the same thing, again, Chiron is going retrograde on Monday. This is a great time to do that. Um, it's a time to like look objectively at your behavior and be like, is my emotionality or is what King of Cups cross Ten of Pentacles kind of looks like to me.
And then the next card we're looking into is something that we could be focusing on. I pulled the Nine of Water. So a
Is
lot of
this the
times this
above?
is our hopes, our dreams. No, this is actually below.
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 Okay.
Underneath everything, what we can focus on. And so Nine of Water, so this is like our hopes, our dreams, our goals. Even if we had childhood dreams that we're stepping into now and focusing on bringing into fruition, this is what's underneath it all.
I like that card. So one of its more like challenging meanings can be wishful thinking, but its more traditional one is like making a wish or like manifesting, like looking at what you want and bringing starting to make efforts like to bring that into the material realm. It's the cups though. It's about water, so it's more about your feelings. Like what do I really really want? So with that sitting under the surface of all of this, especially with the King of Cups right up there crossing, we want to be looking at again, what do I really want? Like if I today was handed everything that I deep down in my heart thought I really, really wanted or felt that I really, really wanted, really be happy with that? Like, do I need to adjust my expectations or
Exactly.
desires or recognize that my desires have changed? There we go. Back to you in the
That's right.
studio, ma'am.
And above that, awesome. So let's look at what is above everything. Well, that's the third card. Normally we would look at the past, but in more so, I really want to look at what's above everything, what's influencing everything from there. So these could also be considered your strengths. I did pull this renewal card.
Renewal, that's judgment, right? That's judgment in that
So
deck.
judgment, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, in my,
self-evaluation and rebirth.
mm-hmm. So some of our strengths are being able to objectively observe ourselves, know more about what our strengths are, and just be open and honest with ourselves. That's actually over everything, and that's pretty much what we're doing now. Is we're being really open, really honest, very truthful with ourselves and with you, the collective. So, what kind of things from the past could be affecting this next week? I do have the Four of Water. One of my cards just fell.
Where's the Four of
This
Water
card just
going?
fell over, but this is
Who's that? What?
Four of Water
Who's
is
this
the
other
past.
card?
This could possibly.
That's the past? Okay.
This card here, as I went to show this card fell over.
Okay.
Um,
And that's
and
the
it is my. This one would be a suggested approach. Fell off my desk.
okay.
I
Is
don't know
this
why that is
wands?
suggested.
That's the Seven of
Having
Wands. Yeah.
determination is Seven of Wands is suggested, but it just fell off my desk. So sorry about that. Us in the past, I guess just being distracted, not content with your current situation, that could be affecting. And especially with this Chiron and Taurus, looking into, our subconscious and different material things that we may have or lack thereof, that could be playing into our next week. That energy is just, maybe not caring for what we have right now or what's going on.
This
But
reads to me
let's
as
look
like coming
more.
out. yeah, coming out of a place of like apathy or feeling like you have to be defensive or feeling like people are coming after you. That's the Seven of Wands there. This one is more about like apathy, boredom. So, whatever this is in the past, we've left it behind. Where we are right now, this to me, this reads like maybe struggles, like financially or materially, like whether it's not living in a place you want to live in or whether it's having a hard time with money. Um, then right now we're looking at, well, we got out of that bad situation, we made it to a decent one, but we still are having feelings, like we're in our feelings about this, so we don't feel steady and stable like maybe we ought to. Oh my god, it's like I'm reading my own
Yeah,
situation right now.
this is collective. So, in
Yeah,
general, from
I
the
guess a
past,
lot
that
of you
same
are going through it
energy,
with me out there. Yeah. So,
that same energy,
um,
you might still be feeling the boomerang from that.
yeah,
But what are we going to look at in the future, right? So,
exactly.
this
What
next
is our
week,
future? Where are we headed? You tell me,
future. It
Delilah.
looks like we're going to a place
Future.
of more balance, more
I do
equality,
like
more
that.
self control and
Okay.
compassion. So I think all of this planning and this observation, being honest with ourselves, and this level headedness is going to help us in the future to just balance things out. I really like this guardian angel here. You see how
I
she
think,
has that.
is she
Um,
temperance for you? Is that your temperance card? Yeah,
yeah,
she's pouring between two cups. That's temperance.
just pour in
And
between
that's
the
the
two cups.
future. So, yeah.
Future.
That's very much
So we're
like a
gonna come
cooling.
to a deeper with
Think about like imagine if the water in those cups was hot and she's pouring them back and forth. Temperance is usually like a temper your anger warning. That's how I used to see her a lot. I'd say in this instance, it's more like a worry, like an abatement of worry or like stress, especially self-induced stress. And yes, moderation. It can be like cool down some of this hot behavior, like stop running all over everywhere, especially if you're like someone who's an anxious overspender. Like quit. Just you could just calm down and stop anything. Just chill out, sit down. So I do like that for us. Chill out and sit down in the future. That's good. Put the credit card down, Cheyenne. God. Okay, yeah.
Put the credit card down. Moderate the spending. This next week is going to tell you about yourself, so just be ready for that. Um, One way or another. And this is the card that I mentioned earlier had kind of popped up as I was talking about, I believe, the pour of water. It just kind of fell off my desk. And this is our suggested approach.
Oh, is this our
And
advice card?
this
Oh,
suggested, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
This is our
So this one
advice
had
card,
popped
Seven of
up.
Wands.
Yeah. This one kind of popped up and was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "Whoa, you kind of jumped off my desk just now." So I feel like even though we had that energy in the past, like it immediately, I feel like guardian angels were like, "Hey, we do. There's a solution to this. Okay, so hold your own." Resist
Okay,
against the
yeah.
temptation to fall back into old patterns and harmful behaviors. Really take a moment to evaluate and be very objective about this next week. You might have emotional feelings coming up from things in the past or circumstances that you have been dealing with, but just know that right now a suggested approach is to just really approach things and just be balanced and resist the urge to fall back into harmful patterns or
I
or
like that resist the
self-destructive
urge.
behaviors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. And if we do that, I am getting some pretty good insight. Things we need to know is that being patient about things. Um, I'm getting the Seven of Earth, so we are going to be able to see some good. It's going to be gradual. Like he's kind of waiting for the fruit to ripen, but you're going to start to see the beginnings of some really good results of your actions
That's
this
two
next week.
sevens out of the four.
Mhm. All right, Cheyenne, what do
We
you have
have
to tell us about these couple of cards?
the seven of, so I just, two. the two of sevens out of the four, there are just like any regular card deck, you have four suits and you have the numbers in each suit. So uh what we have there is seven of fire and then seven of earth. So that advice card, which we saw earlier when it flew off the deck when we were talking about the past, that's seven of wands. That's holding your own kind of energy. I'm gonna say in context of like money and that kind of thing, I'm gonna say that's also like resisting the influence of like advertising. And I don't mean that in like a, oh, they're telling me to go buy a Coke and I'm even though a Coke sounds really good right now and the bubbles on the movie screen make it look really, satisfying. I'm not gonna do that. I don't really mean it that way. Think about like the things, especially as women, because I have a feeling it's going to be a primarily female audience for us, and we're two witches talking, not two warlocks talking. Um, I feel like a lot of what we receive just out in the world day to day is you should change this, you should do that, you should be different than you are. And I feel like that seven of wands with that stick, this is saying, like, hey, I'm good actually. Like, I don't to erase all of my scars and pores and have flawless glass skin. Human beings don't have that. We have pores for a reason. So it can be very much like looking at the choices that we're making, especially with our money, and saying, well, is that something that I really even want? Or is this something I have been told I should want and I'm trying to fall in? And with the seven of pentacles on the top, it's the exact same thing. It's, is it worth it? All this work that I've been doing, is it worth it? Is it getting me what I want? Am I seeing fruits of my labor? And the thing is, in that picture, yes, he's seeing some of the fruits of his labor, but he can't see the root system on that tree. And even though that crop isn't ready for harvest, again, we can't see the roots on that tree. We don't know how deep they've gone. We don't know how strong that tree is underground, if it can storm, that kind of thing. So the idea is you don't know if it's worth it yet or not. So look at what was worthwhile to you. Have you enjoyed getting to where you are so far? Has it been fun? Is this like worthwhile and meaningful to you, regardless of the expected reward? So I do like both of those for a reading, especially about money. And I believe we should have two cards left. Is that right?
That's right. So the next card we have, this has to do with our hopes and fears. So deepest hopes and fears regarding the situation. These can be two sides of the same coin. The one that I got was the Knight of Fire. So this is an individual that's confident, adventurous, maybe like we're hoping for adventure, but at the same
Yeah.
time, we're a little bit scared of what might be out there.
Yep.
What's going
Exactly.
to
That's
happen when
me.
we make these changes? Is it going to be the
Mm-hmm.
kind of changes that we want? We're hoping for a change, but we're also like, oh God, like it's going to be different. Is different going to be scary? Are we going to like it? That's what we have here. And then the last but not least, this is the likely final outcome. In this specific reading for this week, the collective, I am getting a pretty positive card.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
getting the Ace of Earth. This is a little boy
That.
here. I love how they show him with his books and everything. He looks so happy, especially in to do with money. It looks like on the other side of all of this, that we're going to be going through this Chiron and addressing it, we are going to have a situation that is abundant, that gives us the opportunities that we want, and where we're able to manage our resources properly. What are some of the things that you're going to be looking into this next week? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. Also, I'm also going to pull for us a oracle card for the week. So I did pull the weight card. And this card a lot of times can indicate taking the time, even pausing before action, and that just knowing that the results from everything might take longer and they might not be immediate right now. They might take a little bit of time. Hey, Cheyenne, welcome back.
Hey,
So I did pull a oracle card, and it is the weight card.
tell me about those last
So
two. Was it still recording you?
sure.
It was?
Yes. So the last couple of cards that I pulled, this one, Hopes and Fears. It's where we were
Mm-hmm.
discussing the Knight of
I
Fire.
saw
He's a
him.
confident
Mm-hmm.
individual, adventurous. And then, so are we, we're hoping to try something different, but we're also a little bit apprehensive about what could be out there. But the results of everything, the final outcome is very positive in that I pulled the Ace of Earth. I love how it's
Excellent.
his little boy. He's got his book and
We love
everything. He's looking
him.
really
Mm-hmm.
happy. He's using his
Mm-hmm.
resources, abundance. And in terms of finances, I feel like this is a really good card to pull as well.
Yeah. New beginning, new
So
opportunity. We love all
overall,
that
it's going to be a
energy.
pretty good week. And I wanted to get an overall feeling, new opportunities. So after addressing everything that has been concerns for us, and also maybe even correcting any behaviors and holding out on temptations from things like advertisements or old patterns of behavior that were harmful, it's likely that we're going to have a very positive outcome, which I really like.
I love that.
I also wanted to see, like, to get an idea about, like, from the area of an oracle perspective, what kind of card we would have. And I pulled the weight card. So I
Yes.
do feel like this is going to be something that is long term. This is something, maybe not, we're not going to see all the results right now today, but this is something that we're, especially with things like the Ten of Earth, where we are right now, that we're talking legacies. This can affect future generations. This might be years in the making. So this weight card for me, I'm just getting the feeling where, hey, this isn't like we're going to see it tomorrow, but we are going to see results in the future. Just stay tuned.
I'm gonna get you a Channy card to go with your Oracle card. I feel like a lot of these are just pictures, so just like a fun little flavor to sign off with. So we're coming up on the end of our. I feel like this is very appropriate with Venus going back into Libra. I say back, and I mean like she usually does this once a year, every 2 years. It's also her home sign, so she likes it there. Love is a risk. Love is an initiation. Love is the biggest threat to my defensiveness and the greatest gift I can give myself. So, all eyes on the planet of love this week as she returns to her home sign.
This
All right, any
Thursday.
thoughts? Yes. Any closing wrap up things that we want to share before we head off into the world for this week?
Sure. I have a question for our audience and those who are listening. What are some things that you would like to focus on this next coming week? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions about your personal astrology, and if you would like any custom readings, feel free to reach out to us. You can either leave us the message here on YouTube, TikTok, or send us a message on our website. Until then, we'll see you again next Sunday. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining Two Witches Talking.